I remember the first day I had ever gone freshman year to school, and I thought to myself, God, am I screwed?
Well, I definitely won't forget when I found out that my friend was pregnant. Definitely not forget that. I don't know. I think that I'll remember a lot of different things. But I think most of all, I'll remember the times that I helped people. The time, for example, last year I helped tutor a girl in math, and she needed to finish her geometry class to graduate. And I ended up helping her get through the class and to graduate, and I always remember that moment because I felt like I helped someone. I always remember the times I helped out with pack leaders and all the conversations I spent with freshmen that I didn't know, but the people that wanted to know how high school works and just wanted a little comfort and help. Ultimately, all the times that I've helped other people, I'll remember those events in high school. When I've done soup kitchens, when I've worked leading book groups, even when I've helped teachers out. Even the small, just passing out papers is enough. Just helping people gave me a reason. Helping others gives you a reason to live, probably, I think. Because so often things are given to us and we take it for granted and we feel like we have no meaning or purpose. When you help people, it just makes that experience so much more lively. And to say that I made an experience beneficial for someone else, that's what I'll remember.
All the times, like, playing with the drum line and stuff, especially when I played a solo in one of the assemblies and I basically rolled up the stick up my arm and I was still playing. I don't know if you remember that, but I have a picture of it. I've been reliving that moment for many, many times. I've had a lot of fun with it.
We had an issue with up in the hallway with the security alarm. We were supposed to be getting on a bus to go to a Jesuit game, and the band was told to meet, or that we were supposed to meet the cheerleaders in their locker rooms, but nobody was there when we got there. So we were just kind of hanging out in that hallway with the siren, the little high-pitched beep, just constantly going off, and we were thinking, what's going on? Why is it making that noise? And and so me, being the senior, one of the seniors, I thought, okay, maybe if I push the button, it'll turn off. So I pushed the button and it turned off for about 10 seconds, and then it came back on. And I thought, okay, that didn't work, so we just left it alone. And what are they called? The sheriff, I guess, pulled up in his car and walked in and said, hey, so I noticed the alarm was going off. So I'd like to all get your names, and we're all kind of standing there like, uh-oh, we're going to get arrested, we're in trouble, we're going to go to jail, And I was freaking out because I pushed the button, and sure enough, because we got our names, he said, okay, I was looking in the records and it says, at this time, a button was pushed. Did any of you push the button? And I had to go. It was me. I did it. And none of us got in trouble. And then we explained that we had to be there and meet with the cheerleaders. So it was just a misunderstanding.
The friendships I made with the teachers, and how cool I thought they were, or how lame I thought all the teachers were. Either one.
Just my freshman year in general was one big moment. Like, that was my best year for sure. Just because I had a great group of friends and everybody ended up moving. Like, only 2 people still go here. But I mean, that was just going to football games and, you know, always having those kind of people to hang out with on the weekends. It was just one big memory for me. Freshman year was definitely my best year. I wish every year had been like freshman year.
The one moment is when I was called the Asian sensation while playing hacky sack. I did a backward kick and kicked it over my head into a guy's hat. That was the most coolest thing in the world.
Being high on mushrooms in transitions class.
I think, personally, when I was doing this thing called Pocket Rave, where you hold a boombox and dance around the school, I was dancing to some dubstep, and I had 200 people circled around me. I'll probably remember that for a bit.
It's going to Hensley's room sophomore year. That is crystal clear to me. Because we'd always go there in the morning and at lunch just to bug him and just hang out there.
Homecoming junior year. That changed a lot for me because I made a lot of new friends that year. The homecoming themes my junior year were actually awesome. We had a Lord of the Rings for the juniors and Star Wars for the seniors, which was cool because this year we had like jungle animals or something. So in comparison, it was kind of sad. But I made a lot of new friends, and after homecoming that year, we went to Sherry's and had an after party, and I think that was the most fun I've had in high school.
Not exactly driving the correct direction down a busy freeway.
During my junior year in Arizona, there's this Dollar Tree near where I lived, and we had a late start, and late starts at my school there, it was kind of like a half day here, you know, where we came in at like noon and then had class. And the reason why we had late starts that were that late is because the local McDonald's complained from our half days, because a whole bunch of kids would go to McDonald's and start fights inside their premise, and so the district almost got sued. But for some reason, having all the kids out before noon was a better option. But we were at this Dollar Tree on a late start, and my friend Jesse Broward was an avid cigarette smoker. I particularly didn't care. You know, he didn't really smoke around me, and I had bought those packs of gum. Those are like 5 things of Big Red, and I threw a pack to him from across like a parking lot, like, you know, across one of the little aisle things. And there's this old lady who comes zipping by, and like, she looked really old. She looked like a grandma, like she couldn't hurt a fly, but she's also like driving really fast through a parking lot. And right after I throw the gum, she drives by, and it like hits her car and lands on her windshield. And first thing I think is like, oh shit, I just hit a car. And I didn't know it was an old lady until, at this point, I didn't know it was an old lady until she got out of the car. But I was like, oh crap! And I ran, and I went back inside the Dollar Tree, and then like a couple minutes later, Jesse comes in, and he's like, hey dude, you should come back out here. And there's this old lady, and she's just chewing everybody out. She calls me a little chicken shit. She calls me an asshole. She said if I was her grandson, she would be ashamed of me. She would be ashamed of herself. It's just like, damn, lady, all I did was hit your car with a pack of gum. And it was an accident, too. And she just yelled at me. And then, stupid assholes took a video of it and posted it on YouTube. It's got like 8,000 views, hits, whatever you want to call it. But I will never forget that, mostly because it's on YouTube.
Probably the one moment that I will never ever forget is my first kiss. And it happened when I was 15, and it was up by the band room. And we were waiting for my mom, and the way he did it was so sly. I have to hand it to him. It's really sly, and I do use this move occasionally. And he was sitting against the wall, and I was standing in front of him, and he says, do you know what Eskimo kisses are? And I went, what, you mean this? And I like leaned in to give him an Eskimo kiss, and he just laid it on me, like, boom. And everything in my entire body just went, crunk. Like, everything, like, in my body just hit the floor, and, like, butterfly is terrible. But it was so amazing. And I think that I'll never forget that as long as I live. When I'm old and nobody loves me, I'll always remember that. And I'll be like, that was amazing.
The whole, like, Mr. Timberwolf experience was pretty cool.
Pues la verdad no se me va a olvidar nada porque estuve en el 9º grado hasta 4 meses nada más, y en el senior year por esos no se me va a olvidar, pues son poquitos años quise, y además no hice muchas cosas que me puedan olvidar, pero pues me la pasé chido y me esquipié una vez, un día, me acuerdo muy bien que me fui al mall y me la pasé muy a gusto. No es oye. No, hoy no fue.
When I was in my multicultural dance class with a girl named Sloane Wheatley, and she chucked a trash can at me. I think that's something I will never forget for the rest of my life.
I went to lunch last year, and there was it was me, my girlfriend at the time, her friend, her sister, and her boyfriend. We were all in a car together, and some guy was trying to run into us like, well, not intentionally, but he was acting like he was going to run into us. And eventually he stopped to the point where another car behind him ran into him and they crashed. And that was really funny, and I thought it was very, ironic.
Katie Onesian's house is on Friday nights. I don't know if you know what that is, but all of my best friends go to Katie Onesian's house. Katie Onesian's been my best friend since I was 4 months old. And we go to her house every single Friday night. All of my best friends go there and kick it and hang out. And it's awesome. I'll be there tonight.
I don't think I'll forget any of my high school because it was just, all of it was a lot of fun. And I'm going to really miss it.